Alright, today's video is going to be a banger. I'm going to explain how I made $7,000 by taking two trades on this setup over here. One trade over here and the second trade was over here. I'll explain the entire strategy from start to finish and we'll see a screen recording of the trades. So keep watching. So first let's talk about how I found the stock in the first place, right? Now I use a gap scanner. This is the stuff you can see on the right over here. Use the free one on TradingView. You don't even need to pay for this. There's like Finviz, there's YouTube, there's so many gap scanners, but the whole idea is you want the tickers on the left and you want to have the gap percentage on the right. If you can have this, you're good to go. So again, 9:15 in the morning, right? 15 minutes before market open, I pull up the gap scanner. I'm like, okay, what does it look like today? What do I see? Is it good? Is it ass? Like, what is it, right? And I found the stock on the gap scanner and it was gapping up. So I said, this is perfect. I look for stocks that are gapping up at least 20% because what I found after years of trading the strategy is that if it's gapping below 20%, it's probably not going to make a move. If it's gapping more than 20%, it's going to make a move. And the reason this happens is because the higher the stock's gapping, the more attention it has. The more attention it has, the more people are likely to trade it, which makes the price hopefully go up. So for example, the first one is STRR. It's gapping up 300%. Like this is insane, right? So some news happened, some crazy things happened. Stock gaps up 346%. Everybody and their mom is looking at the stock being like, I need to trade this. If this fits my strategy, I need to trade this. And so STRR over here has a crap ton of volume. Instantly has a lot of liquidity, has a lot of volume, and it has a higher chance of going up. If you have a stock that gaps up 8.6%, nobody cares. No one's looking at that stock excited to trade it. Nobody cares. And so it's probably not going to make a big move. So what I like to do is keep the gap scanner, put a filter that says I only want to see the stocks gapping up more than 20%. So that's what I do. Now the second thing I look for is the float. The float is just like the amount of shares that are available for you to buy. The lower the float, the better it is for us. This is basic supply and demand. Remember when you were in college and you learned this like chart over here about supply and demand? I don't even remember if this was supply or this. I think this was demand. I think this was supply. The point I'm trying to say is, yes, this is correct because the lower the supply, the higher the demand. So we need the shares, the float, to be as tiny as possible because that makes the most demand. If you look at a stock like Apple, which has probably hundreds of billions of shares, not hundreds of billions, like billions and billions of shares outstanding, there's not going to be that much demand. If you look at a stock like this one, which had 3.95 million, that's a lot of demand. So as the supply goes up, aka the float goes up, the demand lowers. So we need to look for stocks with tiny, tiny, tiny floats. And believe me, some days, you find these stocks, they have like 700,000 float. It's nothing. So the lower the float, the better for us. In my books, I like to keep it lower than 20 million. If it's a bit above, that's fine. But for the most cases, I like to keep it below 20 million. That's kind of the sweet spot for me. In this specific trade, it was under 4 million, which is amazing. So two things have been ticked off, right? We have the gap scanner, it's gapping up more than 20% tick. And the float is pretty low. It's less than 4 million, which is amazing. That's also been ticked off. The next thing I do is I mark out pre-market high. So pre-market high is just the price pre-market, the highest point pre-market. So let's say, right, the stock, the day before it closes over here, then blah, blah, blah. Pre-market, there's breaking news. They just discovered this insane thing, blah, blah, the stock shoots up. Right? It continues going up, goes up, maybe it goes down and whatever. And market opens right at this point over here. The highest point pre-market, what is it? You guessed it, right over here. So this would be pre-market high. Now the reason that I pick this level in particular is because stocks respect this level a lot. This level is so significant that any stock that I'm trading, I've always made sure to put a line at pre-market high. I trust it that much. Because what happens is stocks trade around the pre-market high. So maybe the stock starts going up and you enter And then as it goes up, 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 it starts to find resistance at pre-market high. Therefore, now you know to sell, right? Other times it blasts through pre-market high and it finds support on pre-market high. And then it continues going up and continues going up. So pre-market high is such a significant price point that you need to keep in mind and have on your chart if you're trading one of these gappers. So this is what I do. That's how I find these stocks every single morning. Now, before we move on, quick heads up. I have my free trading bundle. This includes a free course, explain the strategy with another example more in depth. And I also have a trade tracker Notion template. So you can start tracking and journaling all of your trades. This is great stuff, right? So if you do want to get it, click the first link in the description to get it. Again, it's completely for free. So now let's move on to the live recording of me taking this trade. Let's go. Right, so we're on the live trading archive. So I'm going to play this and you can see me enter and exit in real time. So we can see the stock REVB. It starts going up. It breaks this yellow line. What is this yellow line? It's VWAP. It's one of the only indicators I use, by the way. I don't use that many indicators. VWAP is one of the only ones. It breaks VWAP and it starts pulling back. Look at this. This is the pattern I trade every day, guys. You can see this little wedge forming, right? Stock made a massive move. Now it's pulling back. So I'm waiting for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. That's what I'm doing. So let me play the video and then we're going to see me enter in real time. Let's go. Let me mute this and let's see. Stock goes up right over there, breaks it, so I enter, right? It actually doesn't break it. It goes to the same level over there. But I'm entering in what I like to call anticipation. The problem is if I try to enter as soon as it breaks it, my fill might be terrible. I might fill super high. I might not get filled at all. So what I like to do is I like to enter a little bit before the break so that I can ensure that all of my shares get filled and that they get filled at a decent price. So that's what I did right over there. Eventually, next candle opens. We're about to break the previous level. It tries a couple of times, finally breaks it. Right now we get a nice little squeeze. Another squeeze. Now we're testing high of day. This is really good stuff. So I need this to break high of day. And then I want to be aiming for that pre-market high level, which I believe was at 138. You can see it squeezes up again, breaks high of day. We're making new highs now, high of 124. It squeezes higher and higher and higher. Look at that. What an amazing squeeze. This was like an amazing trade because I got in at the perfect time. This is why you don't FOMO into trades. You take your time, follow the strategy, relax, and you get really good setups like this. So now we're finding a little bit of resistance. I'm completely okay with this. I mean, you're going to have a massive move. Of course, there's going to be pullback, right? I mean, think of it. There's going to be people who buy right over here, right? And they're going to be selling now because they're making some profit. So this is expected. A lot of people will look at this and be like, okay, no. I'm back to break even. Let me just sell. And then they miss out on the entire move. You can't be doing that, right? I will admit this is something you get better at the more you trade. For me, I know this is like a temporary pullback, so I'm pretty relaxed because I've done thousands of these trades. But for someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, they can easily look at this, get panicked, and then sell. So stay patient, right? Stick to the plan that you had before entering, and you should be good. So it's continuing to go up and up and up. We have another flat top over here, which is about to break, which is very good to see. I'm still in this trade. Still looking for that pre-market high. But now that we have a massive topping tail over here, I'm a little bit more cautious. I'm like, you know what? Pre-market high, it's $1.38. It's pretty far from here. Maybe I should sell at this high of day over here because there is a lot of resistance. So that's what I'm thinking right now. Stock squeezes up. Very close to the high of day level. Amazing squeeze. This is so good to see. It keeps squeezing higher. We break that high of day. This is amazing stuff. I scroll down and I can see that level at pre-market high. It's not 138, it's 135. So I can see we're very close to this level. But now I can see that there's a lot of resistance for me. I can feel it. I'm like, you know what? I don't think this is going to go up to 135. It's having a lot of resistance. It can't break this level. It's trying for so long. It can't do it. And eventually we see a lot of selling over here. Look at that volume rise, and that's when I exit the trade. Now the next setup was on the same stock. So this is the exact same stock, right? It kind of pulled back a little bit again and then rallied back upwards again. So now we're just on the pre-market high. We have another pullback setup over here. This is what we love to trade every single day. This is the best pattern. I enter again, and I'm looking for a squeeze past pre-market high. So I have faith in this. I'm like, you know what? It's made a very nice move so far. It's the only stock in the market that's gapping up and making such a nice move. I'm going to continue holding this. I think this is going to be big. Eventually we get a nice squeeze up. Look at that volume coming. This is super good stuff, guys. Amazing squeeze up. This is what we love to see. High of $1.40 now. Amazing stuff. We have a bit of a pullback. Dips get bought back up. It's beginning to squeeze back up again. Squeeze past high of day. $1.43 now is the high. $1.44. Amazing squeeze. $1.45. And now we start to see some resistance. And as it shoots back down, that's when I exit the trade. So those were the two trades that I took on this stock. I actually posted this stock on the live mover section in the community before it started making a big move. And that's what I do every single day. Every single day, I look at all the gappers that I think have potential and I list them inside the community. In the community, I also post all of my live trades. So just like the video recording you saw just right now, I do that every single day for all of my trades. You can get access to all of them when you join the community. So if you guys do want to join the community, fill the form in the description and I'll try to get you a spot inside. It's a couple questions. Not everyone's going to get accepted. So if you do want to get inside, fill the form in description. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Copy the strategy. I'm telling you this every single day, guys. Copy the fucking strategy because it works super great. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.